concerning the tour, it was not at this moment. I was just there to take some pictures in London for the press. So I said, yeah, you're welcome. So he said, so tonight feel free to do whatever you want. I mean, do what you can do the same. It's perfect. Just do the same as what you did in Paris. So I was like, okay, cool. But I was much more lucky in London because the security, they introduced me the security, and he was absolutely lovely too. He's very careful, and Harry and his teams are very lucky to have such a wonderful team to work with, and very careful and protective with you guys, because it's not easy when you have so many people in one small place to take care of for the security. So yeah, I was a little bit first. I was a little bit scared of him because the first time he saw me, he thought that I was a fan. So he was like very surprised, and I said, no, I'm taking pictures tonight for the team. And he was like, oh, okay. And I was allowed to be in front of the stage and move, but the space was so small. I was just staying like in Paris on the corner, and I just did my pictures. And yes, I also took some backstage pictures. So I was free to go to the dressing room. So I was also surprised about that because he was quite comfortable with that. The management said, yeah, you can go. And he just wanted me to do my job free and be just creative. I don't know. So the end of the story, because I know I'm very long, not the end, but the rest of the story is that the first show in London was good, so we said, okay, see you tomorrow. So then I went to the second show in London, and I was supposed to go back to Paris the day after. And I remember that after the concert, I sent a text to Jeffrey, and I said that it was great to meet them and to collaborate and to make those pictures, and I was very happy to do it, and see you next time. And I think it was probably like 1 a.m. or something like that, midnight, and I was going back at the hotel, and I was about to edit my pictures, and I said to Jeffrey, so yeah, please feel free to contact me if you need anything, if you want to work again together. And he said, actually, would you like to stay with us? And I was like, what do you mean? And he said, we would love to have you on tour. So I cried. I cried because I really, really wanted to go on tour again, whatever tour it would be, because I like music, I like photography, I like happy people, I like... So after years trying to contact management, being very pushy with like music management, asking, hey, do you have any artists? We need a tour photographer. And I had so many like mails saying, oh no, we don't take photographer, oh no, we don't need. And I was like, okay, just giving up with the idea. And this time I haven't asked anything. I haven't being pushy, doing something. I was just relaxed and doing my wonderful job with Paris Match magazine. I mean, I was very happy to be a portrait photographer, but I wanted to do more like pictures. not in that moment at home with my boyfriend when I was depressed. But anyway, I think life was just perfect at this moment because yes, Jeffrey said yes, stay with us, and they had a videographer, they had Eric. So they already had like media content creator, but they didn't have a photographer, and I think they didn't think about having one. Maybe they didn't think they needed one, but they realized that it was kind of cool. And when Harry posted that picture of the crowd in Paris, it was before I went to London. I was like, he's posting that picture from my Instagram, and I'm not mentioned. And I was like, fuck you. I don't have battery anymore. You know what? I can charge my phone, but that will be the signal that we're going to stop. But so yes, I think he realized that it was important to have content for Instagram, but also more than content, archives of this new adventure, this new chapter of his life to be solo, and I think everything was just connecting in a perfect way. Like I was feeling in a time of my life when I think I needed something. I needed kind of a new excitement about something. It can be in your personal life, or it can be in your job, and yes, this night after the concert in London, when Jeffrey said, "Stay with us," I was like, "Wow!" So it's happening. So I'm going on tour again, like after 5 years not doing this, and I said, "Yeah, but how? Like I'm in London now. I'm supposed to go back to Paris tomorrow, and you're going on tour in Europe tomorrow." So he said, "Yeah, no worries. We're taking care of this." And I was like, so I'm staying here, and I didn't have any clothes. I didn't have any personal belongings to go like for 2 weeks in Europe. So the day after was a day off, and I went to buy clothes and a small suitcase to be able to go on tour and to go on a tour bus for 2 weeks in Europe. And I called my boyfriend and I said, "Hey, I'm not coming back to Paris tomorrow. I'm going on tour with Harry and his team." And yes, and the day after I took a train to Manchester, and then I discovered my little bed in the tour bus, and then I was very, very lucky to make a team, like a media content team with Eric, my buddy, videographer buddy. So that's the story. That's the story. What else? You know the rest of the story. I stayed 2 weeks in Europe. And after the 2 weeks in Europe, they asked me if I was happy to stay with them on tour in Asia. The 2 weeks after, Asia, Australia. So it was the first time I went to Australia. It was the year of the first time. Not the year of the first time, but like for something, yes. First time in Australia, in New Zealand, in Japan. It was crazy. It was so good. And then after that, for the world tour, in 2018, I was not sure about anything. Like, I think I've never been sure about anything. There was no moment I was like, yeah, we're going to work together for years. I was like, always like, maybe that's the last time. So I was trying my best to do whatever I could do for him to be happy, with the photos, and then in February 2018, I had like kind of official confirmation that they would like me to go on tour, so on a world tour. So it was a perfect time. I mean, that's another story, but like, yeah, probably some kind of planet aligned for me to write new pages of my book. Voila. That's a story, and thanks for listening to me and thanks for listening to my bad English. Je suis